Memoirs from the Writing Center at the ARC. What exactly is a memoir? In general, a memoir is a highly detailed sensory account of an event which is personally significant. It has a central theme or question. It has a universal importance, for example, something that people may be able to relate to, and it shares and invites readers to explore and reflect with the writer on a deeper significance, point or lesson from the recounted events. What is the difference between a memoir and a personal narrative? Both memoirs and personal narratives are stories of a real person's experience, but they are not entirely similar. A personal narrative tells the people's direct experiences of a particular event or set of events, including his thoughts and feelings about the event. A memoir goes beyond a personal narrative. It contains both the direct experiences and the reflections on other people's experiences of a particular time. Some points to remember about memoirs. Despite a close relationship to personal narrative or autobiographies, a memoir is much more than either. Although based on actual events, memoirs are defined as a creative nonfiction. The central event written in a memoir is not only of personal significance, but it conveys a universal truth. The reader should see, hear, touch, taste, and smell the very things that the writer has experienced. Memoirs are descriptive rather than documentary in nature. Here are some simple steps to help organize your memoir. First, introduction. Go ahead and set the scene up for your memoir. Second, a description of the complication. A complication is tensions or conflicts that must be resolved in some way by the end of the memoir. Third, evaluations of the complication. You're going to explain what happened with the story. Fourth, resolution of the complication. Here's where you're going to say how you solved the issue that was in the story. And finally, the conclusion. You're going to explain what you learned through the whole process. Use some sensory details in the complication. Complication is a tension or conflict that must be resolved in some way by the end of the story. Pay attention to figuring out how this complication came about and why people reacted to it in different ways. The event. What exactly happened? Who did it and what did they do? Was the event sudden or did it take a long time to develop? Set the stage. The complication. Explain what really was at stake here. What was the essential conflict that caused this story to be something more than an everyday event? The immediate reaction. How did people react to the event? Describe their emotions, their reactions. What exactly did they say? Concluding with a point. Your conclusion describes, but also what your reader should have learned from your experiences. If you think that you're in these situations, you can give readers a glimpse into the future or provide a sentence or passage that hints at your memoir with a clear sense of what you wanted them to learn from your experience. And with all this, you have been able to own memoir.